Shalom, giving all praise to my Heavenly Father. His name is Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, by Shem Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders that rule well, and peace and many salutations to you brothers out there that's kicking his word in our sincerity and truth. Now, I want you guys to listen real closely what Vocab alone has to say about reincarnation and what it leads to. Now, I was watching this particular video. As Christians react to Israelite, clips live. So, it's basically Vocab alone. He brings on various Christians, and most of them are Jakes or Israelites, Hellenists, which consists of so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans. They don't agree with the doctrine and aren't really informed of what we teach. They haven't, I can tell they haven't done research on what we teach. Alluding to the guy that's in this video right here, I believe it's Jim Green. A lot of things were said about us in this particular clip, and I don't want to go on a campaign of trying to break down this video, because there's a lot that was said, but especially in particular to reincarnation. It's not something that's far-fetched, and we actually have scriptures to prove what we teach. Reincarnation is a fact in the scriptures. Okay, but not to digress too much. There's a young guy in this video who was affiliated with GMS. This guy was never in GMS Phoenix, so Vocab alone is incorrect. This guy was never a part of GMS Phoenix. He was in a camp with a former GMS leader who was excommunicated for certain things I'm not familiar with, so I'm not going to speak on it. Now, this particular person that was excommunicated was very bitter, and he was giving heed to seducing spirits. He was bringing in different doctrines that were catering unto his emotion and his flesh, and not the true understanding of these scriptures. Okay, he began to bash brothers and began to really, what's important, in this particular video, he began to change the doctrine. Okay, I forget the guy's name, but he was actually former head of GMS Arizona. Now, I had contact with him in a young cat that Vocab alone had interviewed, and this dude was actually a person, the same guy who, for those who don't know, who had the dream about the apostle Tahar and apostle Gabar, and the elder told us not to block him anymore because he could tell he was a lost soul, and so he began to wax worse and worse, and now he's calling himself John and saying he's part of Benjamin in the house of David. So he bugged out, and what happened was, spirits left. When he came in, he was cleansed by the word, and when he departed from the word, from the true understanding of the scriptures, 7 more demons attached himself unto him. That's what happened. He might have been dealing with, self-esteem issue, which this is something that the elders had brought out. The elder Yashwamba and the elder Tahar had brought out that this guy's dealing with self-esteem issues. And so with that low self-esteem, it makes him do certain things that, propagate him as, the righteous one, or the leader, or the righteous one. Okay, and you have a lot of guys doing that, because they were once kicked out, and so they are going on a PR campaign to make themselves look good, when they in fact have done very, very demonic things to brothers. Okay, and this is something that we have to, always be aware of, when it's a ministry, not to push ourselves, above, above of a servant, and also just fearing the Lord, because He could put us in a mindset of being bugged the hell out. And again, this is what happened to this guy here. Let me get a scripture real quick, because I don't want to talk too much and not grab a scripture. Matthew 12:43. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Then he saith, I will return into my house from whence I came out. And when he come, he findeth it empty, swept and garnished. Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. The last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation. So when a man cleanses himself from a demon, these certain demons will come back and try to attack you. If you don't have your house or yourself, under security, right, of Yahweh Shemiyah, the true doctrine, then these demons will dwell in you. Basically, these demons will be figuratively speaking, squatting in your house, which is you. We are the temple of Yahweh Shemiyah. And this is what happened to the guy that you're going to hear, that I'm going to play right now, alluding to Vocab alone, the main topic, and what he said about the understanding of reincarnation.
All right, there we go. What's the rumor among GMS faithful that Tahar is the Apostle Paul reincarnated?
Now, once again, we don't know who each and every individual person is. I wouldn't be surprised if Tahar was Apostle Paul, but we don't know that. We're going to find all those secrets in the kingdom, the scripture.
So first of all, the fact that he actually entertains the idea that Tahar of GMS could actually be Apostle Paul is kind of shocking to me, first of all. You know who Tahar is, Jim? You seen him?
Yeah, of course I know Tahar, man.
Imagine him being Apostle Paul, right?
No.
Yeah, just no, right? But now...
Yeah, and he just got this guy, I guess his name, I don't know if this is Jim Brown, I think this is his name, Jim Green, excuse me. He's just there just to kind of be the token black guy, okay? And, we all know that, right?
Watch what he says in this video.
The house of Saul is spiritual. I'm Jonathan of the house of Saul and the house of David.
What do you mean you're Jonathan?
I'm Jonathan. There's a thing called regeneration. I regenerate many times. It's a spiritual story. The old portion and the
This is the guy that I was telling y'all about that's speaking now, okay?
new portion. I've been given double portion. My spirit is in the Old Testament and the New Testament. Why? Because if you're Israel, you're going to understand that. That's why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. I have spiritual power.
You have spiritual power now?
Yes, I've been having spiritual power.
Let me play one more clip of him where he's going to say he's Jonathan. But how do you know that you're Jonathan?
Because the Lord told me. He told me, Ahmad, you're Jonathan of the house of Saul and the house of David. Ain't nobody going to...
That's his name, Ahmad. So this guy, he left the truth in, now he's, he's covered in demons, man. He's bugged the hell out. This is a part of the ministry, seeing people being destroyed by demons, by left-hand energy, okay? We see this going on with the war also, right? I'm going to grab a scripture for you guys. Now, this is 1 Timothy 4:1. Now, the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devil. And this is what we see going on now. This man is being induced to believe in a wicked doctrine. And you got guys like Vocab alone that is taking advantage of certain people that were once, amongst us, basically demon possessions, to defame us but within him defaming us, it shows his hypocrisy. Okay, and I'm going to explain this to you. All right, I'm going to explain it to you now. Read this, the second verse, Speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience sealed with a hot iron. This is Vocab alone. And I'm going to prove this to you, why this is Vocab alone in the near future, okay? Let's keep on going. Let's go back.
I ain't gonna tell me otherwise, because I know that, and it's true.
Jonathan was Saul's son. He wasn't related to David like that.
But he made a pact with David.
Correct.
He said David's gonna be the king. David's gonna rule the house of David. Nobody's gonna stop it.
How can he be Benjamin and Judah?
How can I be Benjamin and Judah? Because I'm of the house of Saul and the house of David. I'm Jonathan. I'm the one that's between the house of Saul and the house of David. It's a spiritual house. Benjamin and Judah. Saul, Benjamin and Judah.
Being that you now know that you're Jonathan, what is something important that you have to tell your fellow Hebrew Israelites?
All right, so you brothers out there in these camps, hear this message. I know some of you.
All right, so that is the same guy who, back in the day, said
what's the rumor among GMS faithful that Tahar is the Apostle Paul reincarnated?
Now, once again, we don't know who each and every individual person is. I wouldn't be surprised if Tahar was Apostle Paul, but we don't know that. We're going to find all those secrets in the kingdom, the scripture.
Same guy. What do you think, Jim? Has he changed?
Well, I don't know, man. I think I remember this dude. I think there's a few videos out with him on it, right? He's
back in the day and say maybe Tahar is Paul, but we don't know. We don't know who anyone is. Those secrets will be revealed in the kingdom. To now, I know that I'm Jonathan. How do you know you're Jonathan?
Exactly.
I asked him. Lord told me I don't give an F what anybody says otherwise.
Yeah, and there's that, right? The custom part. It's like, that's another phenomenon that I can understand. But yeah, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know about.
Quick edification. Cursing is to, praise the Most High that He, does bodily harm on somebody or harm someone in any capacity. That's what cursing is. You know what I'm saying? And, conjuring up a spirit to, hurt somebody. That's cursing. Not harsh language. Okay. There's a lot of serious things going on. That's a part of this ministry as far as prophesying that we see going on, especially with Israel, things of nature, and, people being, killed out there, in particular the Palestinians being killed out there. There's a lot of serious things going on versus, he said a bad word. Okay. It's very childish. All right. But let's keep listening because the point is about to come up.
His mental state, but dude is like, I don't know, man. I'm listening to it and I'm trying to reel him in, and I don't know what to do with that. I don't know what to do with that.
Well, I think it's part of the danger when you start embracing unbiblical ideas like reincarnation, because then it's like there's sort of you're really circumventing a lot of the rules of biblical interpretation and about the whole teaching of the afterlife. And it's like anything is fair game at that point, including, well, this guy is this guy. I don't know if you know, GMS says that I'm Haman in the reincarnation.
Is that what they say?
They call me Haman Malone at GMS. Maybe they'll come up with you. We'll come up with one for you eventually.
Hey, maybe so, right? This is what I want to know about this is what I know, because I do know that they call it regeneration. It's reincarnation, though. Let's just say what it is.
Yeah,
that's the real teaching. It's reincarnation. So here's a question I have. It's like, you never hear about these guys coming back as a female. How does that work? I mean, if we don't have any control over who we become when this regeneration happens, who's to say? How come they never say that they came back as some female somewhere? It's just a question that I have.
Well, last night I did a smoke room, and a guy who said his camp is called the LGBT Israelite camp.
Oh yeah. I saw that clip too. Yeah,
and he was promoting the T element of the LGB, if you know what I mean. And my point is, I could see some of them in the future twisting that doctrine to saying they were this other thing in the past. You see what I'm saying? To justify their proclivity. Let me show you something.
Now, you see that? You see what Vocab Alone is doing? Now, remember what we just read in First Timothy, the fourth chapter. You know, this hypocrisies, and alluding to the second verse. This applies to Vocab Alone. Let's read that again. I'm going to explain why this applies to this guy, Vocab Alone. And I want to, more importantly, I want to get a couple of scriptures out for Mr. Jim Green, alluding to reincarnation. Okay. 1 Timothy 4:2. We know that this can apply for, guys like Vocab Alone, alluding to Psalms, the 50th chapter. The wicked have taken hold of this book, and so now they will be judged by this book. Okay. 1 Timothy 4:2. Speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared within hot iron. This is indeed Vocab Alone. This could be utilized for Vocab Alone. And people like him, these so-called Christians, they want to, make a mockery out of, all beliefs. But there's over 10,000 denominations in Christianity, all speaking vastly different things. And, all of them essentially speaking heresies, and allowing all types of abomination within their congregation. Now let me prove something to y'all. Let me let you see something. Now, this is the United Church of Christ, and these gentlemen, these people here, are for trans justice. It says United Church of Christ, a just world for all. Transgender Day of Remembrance, November the 20th, a global day of mourning for transgender persons who have lost their lives to anti-transgender, non-binary violence. Now, this is a church advocating for this. Okay, let's go home. Let's see what type of people. Oh, there you go. There it is. And we see why. We see why this is going down like this. Got these females teaching. Okay. It says, just looking at the church and what they're about, it's a church that is, for a proponent for transgenderism. Okay. Clear violation of the scriptures, even if you wanted to negate, like most Christians do, negate the Old Testaments and just embrace the New Testament. They think somehow, some way, who the world called Jesus just totally just did away with the Old Testament. You know, he didn't prescribe to any of it. And my question is, how would he be deemed as perfect? That's not that wasn't his goal. It wasn't his mission to come and to abolish the Old Testament, but it was to fulfill it, because he was to be the savior for the nation of Israel, right? The ultimate sacrifice, right, which was mandatory for the remission of sins, right, under the law. Okay, so he was that ultimate sacrifice for the nation of Israel to have a grace period to get it right, right? Not to just wallow in sin, live in sin. This is the dangers of Christianity. Okay, when you say that the law is done away with, then the transgender movement can enter your into your congregation. Let me see, what do they believe? Let me see. I'm curious, since they have it up there. I can't go to it. It seems like they have a couple of churches. Okay. Yeah. So these people here, these people here, they are the United Church of Christ. These guys are all about transgender and non-binary dignity and rights. Okay. But yet, Vocab alone wants to say that what we believe in leads to this madness that you see before you. Okay? Vocab alone, you're a complete hypocrite. Matthew 5:17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law to all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach man so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. So we don't teach or advocate transgenderism, in any capacity. And just alluding to what Mr. Jim Brown asked, how do we know, whether or not, we were male or female in the regeneration. Well, the spirit of the prophets are subject unto the prophets, and the spirit of women are subject unto women. It's very, very simple. The Most High is not the author of confusion. Okay? 1 Corinthians 14:32. And the spirit of the prophets are subject to these prophets. For the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. Now, if reading in this particular, chapter here, what is it saying? Saying women should keep quiet in the churches. Okay, this is how we know. As one indicator of how we know that the Most High is only dealing with man, because men are to teach the scriptures. Okay, so not going to be a guy out there who was Ark of Jonah, who's just a really, really nice guy. No, women have their spirits, men have their spirits. Okay, see, and this is a confusion that you see in these Christian churches. They try to equate each other as equal, which leads to what? Sexual perversion, transgenderism. Okay, all right. You This guy Jim Brown would listen to a sermon with a woman that cut her hair off and strapped her breast down and looked like a straight man and say she's a Christian pastor. He would listen to her sermon. Madness. Okay? And also shows the hypocrisy of, Vocab alone. Okay? But not to digress too much, because I don't want to just talk a lot and be emotional about this particular video. Okay, but the point is in verse 32, 1 Corinthians 14 and 32, and the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. Okay, now let's give another example, because what did the disciples what did Yahushua, who the word ignorantly calls Jesus, what did he ask his disciples, and what did they say to him? Okay, Luke 9 and 18, and it came to pass, as he was alone praying, his disciples were with him, and he asked them, saying, whom shall say the people that I am? They answering said, John the Baptist, but some says Elias, and others say, the one of the old prophets is risen again. So you have to ask yourself, why did Yahushua ask him this? And why did they reply in a manner in which they replied? If reincarnation is something that's off, and something that's contrary to the teachings of the Israelites, why did he say these things? Why was that okay? Okay. Well, the prophets, or I should say the disciples, they understood prophecy. Okay. I'm going to prove this to you. Let's go to Malachi. All right. This is prophecy. It's something that this man, Jim Green, has never considered. And that's okay. That's why we're here to teach. Malachi 4 and 5. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of Yahweh. He shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their father, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. So before the coming of the Lord, the dreadful day of the Lord, he will send Elijah again. Now, what did Yahushua say about John the Baptist? Okay. All right. Let's just read up. It says, Matthew 11 and I'll start at 10. I'll get to the point. For this is he of whom it is written, behold, I send my messenger before thy face, which shall prepare the way before thee. It's talking about Elijah, right? He says, verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there hath not risen a greater than John the Baptist, notwithstanding he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. And from the day of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violence taketh it by force. For all the prophets and the law prophesy unto John. Check this out. And if ye will receive it, this is Elias, which was for to come. Okay? He that hath ears to hear, let him hear. So, John the Baptist did in fact rise again, and he came back as John. Elijah did in fact rise again, and he came back as John the Baptist. This is written in the scriptures. Okay. This is written in the scriptures. Okay. If you please dispute it, please give your understanding. Okay. Now, prove reincarnation is regeneration. Okay. Let's go to Matthew 19 and 27. It says, then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. You see that? So when Yahushua comes back, those in the regeneration, right? Those that have are risen up once again. Now, resurrection is different. We're talking about regeneration. These people that are on our planet Earth, they will be revealed of who they are. Okay? So, pray this was edifying. Give our praise to my Heavenly Father's name is Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, by Shem Krokadash, the ones of the apostles and the others every well. Peace and many salutations, Yakam, that's told in the truth. Okay? Vocab alone is a complete hypocrite. Shalom.